Set for baseball on time in just a couple of minutes. Red Sox right now at 3-6 on the homestand. And there was the star of last night without question. Mr. Houck was just brilliant. 1 hour and 49 minutes. We didn't know what to do with ourselves with the time we usually allot to doing a baseball game. That was true of all of the fans. I'll tell you what, when I walked out last night, and you did too, everybody was glowing who had come to the ballpark at 32,000. You know, when you witness something like that this day and age, a complete game is just so darn rare. But to throw so few pitches and be in command the way he was, it was something to watch.
Yeah, it was exceptional too. I mean, you go look at what he did out there on the mound. The amount of sliders they threw for strikes, you just don't see that in the game. I mean, a lot of times hitters are taking them, and he was just filling up that zone with the sliders, utilizing the splits, and just keeping that pitch count down. But the best part about it was that is what this Red Sox team needed the most. He delivered and personally did it for amazing, feat for himself, but also for the team in the W.
Now, no doubt about that. As we look at the Guardians lineup, it's brought to you by Nissan. A little bit of a different look for them, for both teams certainly, as Jimenez will lead things off. Kwan's out of the lineup today. Fry next. He hasn't played in the series. Ramirez, Naylor, and Freeman. Then Bo Naylor doing the catching. Laureano's in right. Arias at third base. They really moved him around. And all to take on the starting pitcher, brought to you by BuyAToyota.com. Now, the left-hander Bernardino will only be out there to open this thing up because Cooper Criswell is expected to get the bulk of the innings today.
Let's take a look at the Red Sox defense presented by Bigelow Tea. We got Reyes at third base, Hamilton at shortstop, Valdez at second base, Casas at first, Duran in left, Rafael in center, Abreu in right, and the battery. Bernardino doing the pitching, Reese McGuire doing the catching.
Umpires today, Alfonso Marquez, who is the crew chief, has home plate. Barrett, Ripperger, and Ortiz will take care of the bases here this afternoon. We're available to telecast, can be heard in Spanish by selecting the SAP button on your TV remote. SAP brought to you by Toyota Certified Used Vehicles. And our weather forecast is 48 degrees, chilly, chance of showers. Tarp was on the field until about an hour ago. But we're going to start on time. Red Sox without Tyler O'Neill, who's out since Monday's collision with Rafael Devers, who is also out today. His 7th missed game out of the 20 with a sore knee. He's getting imaging on that. Masataka Yoshida sits for the second straight day, hitting just .215 to start. So Red Sox doing it with a bunch of other guys, as Bernardino will start things off here today. Jimenez, 286, no home runs. He's driven in 9. And a left-hander ready to go. Try to drag the bunt. He fouled it away as we get started on strike one. Well, last night, the shortest 9-inning game in baseball in almost 14 years.
Incredible. Gave you just enough time to go to the club, OB.
You know me too well, because that one is fouled back. Now, I walked through the door of my house in Salem, New Hampshire at 10 o'clock last night. My wife came very close to calling the police. There's no way I was supposed to be home that early. She figured it had to be something else. But look at that, 149. You have to go back to Armando Galarraga's near perfect game in Detroit. Remember that? Ground ball to the middle, the opposite side of the bag, and in time to get him.
It was a perfect game. They should bring it back, give him the perfect game.
Talking about Galarraga, yeah. That was June of 2010. You remember the guy who was a really fine umpire. I'm sure you'll agree.
One of the nicest umpires.
Jim Joyce.
Great umpire. Always accountable. Always saying, hey, that was my bad. I missed it. I'll never forget him breaking down in tears after that, too.
He was heartbroken that he blew the call. He went back and looked at it. It was prior to replay review. This one smacked to short. Hamilton with a second play. 2 up and 2 down in front of Ramirez. And then the following day, Galarraga took out the lineup card, and Jim Joyce had tears in his eyes. And Galarraga was like, "It's okay. We all make mistakes. You're a great umpire."
Yeah, I mean, that's a tough one. I mean, and Galarraga too. I mean, I'm not going to lie to you. There's a lot of us that wouldn't do that.
I know.
We wouldn't be able to go out there, but it's also the reputation of Jim Joyce that allowed that to happen. I'm not going to name names of other umpires that you might not want to go out and give their lineup card to.
Jose Ramirez here, 250 with 3 home runs. Dave Dombrowski, the former Red Sox general manager, was the general manager of the Tigers at the time. And the story I remember is he went up to Galarraga in the clubhouse the next day and said, look, it's eating Jim Joyce alive. Please say something to him if you want to, if you can find it in your heart to forgive him. And he went, well, of course, man, I'm going to go find him right now. And they met on the field. But boy, to blow a perfect game in the 9th inning for an umpire, there's no worse nightmare.
Oh, no, I couldn't imagine that one. You make a lot of calls, and these guys, when the replay hit too, you see how close the calls are. I mean, you have to really slow them down.
The Tanner last night, just incredible. 1 hour 49 minutes, 94 pitches, 21 of 29 first pitch strikes. And you pointed out real early in the game how aggressive the Guardians were, and they were in attack mode from Jump Street. That's in there for strike 3. So we're picking up right where we left off last night, a 1-2-3 start. Valdez is the cleanup man. The red-hot Connor Wong, the designated hitter. Hamilton at short. Reyes playing third with Reese McGuire doing the catching. Rafaela in center field against the Guardians starter. He's been around a long time. Presented by PNC Bank. The right-hander Carlos Carrasco, 37 years old. He once drilled Kevin Youkilis. That's a long line of guys, but
yeah, that one was on purpose too. I think he got ejected for it.
He got tossed out. That's right.
I don't know. I'm
drilling you.
I can't remember all the time.
This was many times.
That one didn't hit me in the head. It was Scott Proctor that hit me in the head that might have, jarred a little bit up there loose.
Maybe still working that out.
Yeah, for years.
That's fly down the left field line by Duran and foul. He's hitting .304 with 1 home run. And it would pay to be patient against Mr. Carrasco at this point in his career. He's 0-1 with a .355 ERA, but he's allowed 22 base runners in 12 2/3. He's been walking people.
Yeah, he started out in his first start having 1 walk, then it went to 3 and then 5 against the Yankees in his last one. A lot of what he's going to do too, he's going to use he likes the changeup. He's got good vertical drop on that pitch, and that's the pitch he uses most, followed by the 4-seam fastball. And then you got the slider, sinker, sweeper, and curveball. So he has the kitchen sink to throw at you.
Duran's hit safely in 3 straight. Red Sox with the win last night are now a game over 500 at 10-9. Identical record with Tampa Bay and Toronto. As the Sox get ready to hit the road, going to Pittsburgh, and then we'll see these Guardians in Cleveland. And that's going to be ball 4. So Duran is on, with him the outstanding speed. We'll see if the Red Sox put that to use today. And we'll send up Tristan Casas, who of course has a terrific eye. But a very different lineup with no Rafi Devers, no Masataka Yoshida, no Tyler O'Neill again after that big collision with Rafi on Monday.
Yeah, Tristan's kind of had that awkward too. Usually hitters, like, we've seen him get hot, but his past couple of games it's been hot, cold, hot, cold. So it looks like today's his day to get hot again.
Started the season 1 for 15. And he's hitting .296 since then. But yeah, up and down. Does have 6 extra base hits over the last 8 games, so he has been driving it.
Yeah, 16 for his last 54, .296 average, 10 runs.
There goes Duran. A strike to throw down. He dives, and he's going to be safe. Hanging onto the bag. So right away, the Red Sox putting that speed to use as he has the theft to second.
Man, you wonder right here, too, if Tristan Casas knew he was going, because that was a pitch that you want Tristan Casas to pull the trigger. A fastball right there, but Duran again taking a bag. And you got to look at this pitch. Oh!
Yeah. You want to be able to hit that 450.
We've seen him do it.
A stop by Naylor is really good back there. Guardians a good defensive team.
Yeah, Tristan also too is getting a little more spread out with 2 strikes. A lot of times he has the feet close together, but right here just spread wide.
And a 1-2. That clangs off the base. That's a fair ball. Play it first. Safe there. Wow. And Duran safely into third. Off the ricochet off the bag. Naylor collected it. But Casas got up that line.
Watch this thing hit. The front part of the bag. You could say, oh, the bag's too big, but that would have hit the bag last year. Ooh, that's going to be challenged, maybe. No? Let's see it. Wow, that is close. Surprised he didn't challenge that. Maybe a little too early in the game, but good hustle there from Casas for the knock.
The Red Sox got a little fortunate there. Did he touch the base is the question.
Maybe. I mean, maybe they had a little better view of that than he didn't get there.
So first and third, Red Sox catch a break, and here's Abreu at 176. He's due. First pitch changeup in 0-1.
Yeah, that's that changeup there too. Has that drop on it. You got to make sure you see it. It's hard too. It's a hard one compared to that fastball is not running up there a lot. So just that little bit of difference, and that drop can be deadly.
Well, you're 0 for his last 11, but he's a guy who'll take ball 4. He walked in the second inning last night and stole a base. Red Sox trying to jump out in front. And as Alex Cora said after the game, it's an opportunity to save the series, to get a split here with the Guardians. Rattled to the right side. Jimenez to second, on to first, and safe there. As the run comes in to score, Red Sox lead it 1-0. And no double play.
Yeah, another close play there at first. Going back to the Casas at bat too. Duran got the steal at second base with 2 strikes, just trying to move him over, and got lucky, hit the bag and got the fortunate hit. Another hustle play here from Abreu.
Doing a little umpiring too.
Man, back to back, bang bang plays. I had him safe though.
Valdez batting out of the cleanup spot, playing second base, 143 with a pair of home runs. Carrasco's a guy who's had a fascinating road, hasn't he? His career beginning way back in 09 in Cleveland. He would miss all of 2012 with Tommy John surgery. Bounced back in 14 to go 14-12. There's a shot, a liner in center field for a base hit. Abreu up to second and stopping there. Second hit in the first inning for Boston. He would go 18-6 and 17-10 in back-to-back years in 17 and 18. And his 2018 season, he finished 4th in the Cy Young voting. And in 2019, he was diagnosed with leukemia and made a dramatic comeback as he deals inside a ball on Connor Wong. With the Mets in 22, 15-7 with an ERA of 3.97, and returned to the Guardians this year as a free agent at the age of 37.
Oh man, unfortunate one right there. A little foul ball, chased him in.
Yeah, the count 1-1. Hamilton on deck.
And Connor Wong is a Guardian killer. 476.
Got a piece of that one, 1-2.
I think that's one of the biggest adjustments we've seen during his hot streak is his ability to hit the breaking ball. And a lot of times what we saw last year was there was heavy swing and miss on that breaking ball and trying to cut it down a little bit, trying to see it more. A lot of it's not even just the swing as much as taking it, recognizing the pitch out of hand and laying off it.
He has homered in consecutive games. He's batting .382 with 3 home runs for the season. He had a great spring.
Yeah, a lot of times, we talk about, hey, what is the spring and what does it matter? Because some guys have a good spring and they get cold.
Breaking ball to strike him out. Down he goes, and 2 away.
Here's the Guardians defense. We got Arias at third base, Rocchio at shortstop, Jimenez at second, Naylor at first, Fry in left, Freeman in center, Laureano in right, and the battery. Carrasco doing the pitching, Naylor doing the catching.
Hamilton steps in, playing short today, batting right at 200.
Carrasco's been pretty consistent with that slider on the outside. Just a little back door at the bottom of the zone right there. That's a pitch as hitters from the lefties take that all day until you get to 2.
2 down, 2 on. And the pattern of a lot of base runners allowed by Carrasco continues. Red Sox have 2 hits and a walk in the inning.
And you can see with that slider right there, he's had success. Only a 158 batting average against the breaking balls this year. It's that location.
Griswold up and warming. Going to get the bulk of the innings today. Red Sox going with the opener in Bernardino. It's a rested Penn. Another knockdown by Naylor. He might be as good as any in the American League, I think, back there at blocking those pitches in the dirt.
Yeah, he's done really well about not just blocking, but just scooping the ball, too. We've seen a few of those where he almost got a runner at second base off a pick, and then, but he's putting nails back there.
Rutschman does a great job. Yankees lead the division at 13-6. Baltimore at 12-6. 3-2 runners go, and that's going to be ball 4. Good patience there by Hamilton, and the bases are loaded. And an opportunity to really cash in right away. Carl Willis is going to come out and chat with Carrasco, but his second walk.
It's been a lot of the command issues. Each start has gone up there. Had 5 against the Yankees in his last start, and 2 already this inning.
So Pablo Reyes can do some big time damage here in the first inning. Think back to the grand slam he hit last year, which might have been the #1 highlight of the season.
Came against the Royals. A little walk-off granny. This place erupted, too.
So no place to put him. With Abreu at third, Valdez at second, Hamilton at first, and 2 down in the first inning. 90 miles an hour with the sinker for strike 1. They lead all the way around with 2 out.
Yeah, he is so great to be mic'd up, too. Last night, that was a lot of fun to listen to him. And you can tell he is just one of those contagious players you want to be around.
On the edge for a strike. He singled to lead off the 3rd inning last night, and he scored the first run of the game on the balk.
Still in question about that balk. I still don't understand how they called that balk the way they called it. I know they were saying you have to declare, but his foot and the way he was, I mean, it didn't change. His windup and his stretch looked different.
2 down, 1-2. And made contact with that, fouled it away. This is Lively last night. He was still very upset about this after the game.
Yeah, because you look at his shoulders, you look at the front foot, you can tell he's in the windup versus the stretch.
Sent the run home. Pablo would score. In the end, that's all the Red Sox needed. Swinging a fly ball left field. That one headed back. Backing up is Fry, and right up against the wall practically. He makes the play to retire the side. Red Sox will leave him loaded. They will get 1.
list of injuries that continue to pile up for the Red Sox, and Rafael Devers going to get some imaging on that knee to give himself some peace of mind. And yesterday, Alex Cora told us we'll see how he feels tomorrow when talking about Tyler O'Neill. Well, apparently not great, because they did place him on the 7-day IL. Recalled Rob Refsnyder to fill his spot. Refsnyder's told us that the broken bone in his toe will be something he'll have to manage. It's a pain tolerance thing. Cora says they're using the mix and match, of course, continue his skill set against lefties. He's on his rehab assignment. He did play 6 innings at first base, guys. That's something noteworthy, because he hasn't played there since 2020 in the infield. He seems comfortable after working with the staff. Meanwhile, Vaughn Grissom continues his Woo Sox rehab today, playing second. And Roman Gonzalez had imaging taken on his wrist after not feeling great after swinging the bat. Those pictures came back clean, so that is good news there as the Red Sox continue to work this whole injury situation out, OB.
All right, so some good, some not so good. Popped up here by Josh Naylor. And Hamilton into the outfield to make that catch. And that's 4 straight, retired by Bernardino as he begins his second inning. 1 man gone. So we'll see what's up with Rafi Devers in that knee. Boy, is he off to a tough start with a combination of the shoulder, the collision, now the knee. We'll see how that imaging comes back. But out of the lineup again today for a guy who very rarely in past years has stepped out of the lineup at all.
It's a tough go at it. Hopefully they just come in bunches and he can go a long time without any bumps and bruises.
Tyler Freeman here, the center fielder, hitting 184, 2 home runs. On the other hand, if you get performances like Tanner Houck last night, that solves a lot of your worries. Greg Maddux, as we mentioned, the fastest complete game that Maddux ever threw was 1 hour and 46 minutes. So 149, which was Tanner last night, right there with him.
Wonder if the pitch clock was back then too. What would that time of game been?
Oh my, yeah.
I mean, it's a big difference.
It is. And in terms of pitches thrown, I was checking this today. Greg Maddux, his career low for a complete game was 76 pitches at Wrigley Field in 1997. Although that game took over 2 hours, 2:07. And it's going to be ball 4. So first base runner here for the Guardians today. In that game, Maddux had 4 innings where he needed only 7 pitches to get 3 outs.
I mean, he was the type of guy too that you look at his stat line too. He gave 8 hits, no runs. He would just 2 base hits, double play, get the 3rd out, inning over.
It's funny because, balls in play over the course of his career was something like 286 against him.
Yeah, I mean, the sinker really worked in that sense. Quick snap throw here. Let's see if they challenge this. A lot of action over there for Lance Barrett already.
Sure is. On the dive.
Oh. Well, the funny thing was Stephen Vogt right there was holding up his hand. I don't know if he looked at the clock. That clock hit 0 before he even motioned. And that was bang bang.
So no challenge on it. And 2 down. And brings up a situation where now the bases are empty. So quickly erasing ball 4. And in there for strike.
Yeah, those are the frustrations you have too as a manager. Get picked off there with 1 out. Say what, too, the video guy needs to get moving quicker on that decision.
Been a couple of them today. You thought they might.
I think that's the one interaction that we'd love to have a little bit more insight into of how that goes down. Like what's said, why. Early in the game, do you challenge it? Do you let it go? We saw with Ron Washington not challenging a play that we thought a guy would save on a stolen base.
Yes. 1-2. They do appeal, and that is a swing and a miss. Got him. Strike 3. So in the end, he faces only 3 here in the second inning. McGuire will swing away and pop it up. That'll drift foul off into the stands. He comes in at 270 with a pair of home runs. Red Sox catchers collectively hitting .318. with 4 home runs, 15 runs batted in. Only the Dodgers and Brewers have got more out of their catching core than McGuire and Wong together.
Yeah, it's been an added bonus too for Cora. I mean, you got the right-left matchup a lot of times with Wong being the right-handed and Reese being the lefty.
Chop to the shortstop, and Rocchio will set him down. Been really steady out there defensively. 1 away. So we take a look at who's been cool as a cucumber, presented by Grillo's Pickles. Tanner Houck last night, as mentioned, a first Red Sox shutout of 9 at Fenway since May 27 of 17. That was Brian Johnson against Seattle. Although he had a lot of help defensively. Remember, Jackie Bradley Jr. put on a show out there. There were a couple of hits that Jackie took away. And foul by Rafaela.
I like this matchup for Rafaela today too.
You do?
Yeah, he's getting a little long. Just, you know, the velo here is not as high. Just not, you know, getting away from those big swings.
0-2. Well, hitting 155, no home runs. And for the youngster, it has been a scuffle.
Yeah, that one didn't help right there. It hit off the end of the bat. You see him shaking his right hand, man. That hurt. These cold games. You know, the Islanders do not like the cold games. A lot of them. There are so many teammates. You just see layers. I'm like, how do you play baseball with all these layers on?
Carrasco's 0-2 is inside. Duran on deck. He scored the only run so far after walking a stolen base. Carrasco walked 2 in the first inning, allowed 2 hits. He's already thrown, as of this one, 36 pitches. And he went. Home plate umpire will ring him up. Marquez said strike 3. So his issues continue, and it's a quick 2 out.
Yeah, just jumpy. Just really jumpy in this first at bat. You saw with the foul balls down the third base line right there, jumpy again. A lot of it's just pressing. You can just tell, you know, you watch a hitter, they're pressing to try to get hits. You know, Rafaela just needs to cool it down. You know, ever since signing that deal, maybe feels like a little pressure's upon him. But, you know, hey, go out there, play the defense, and just go do your job.
Jimenez gets in front, fires, safe there. Couldn't get it there in time, and so Duran is aboard for the second time in the contest.
Yeah, Jimenez usually a sure. I mean, this guy can pick it with the best of them. Just a little bobble there against Jarren Duran. Good luck. But I'll tell you, this Guardians team does not look like they are ready to play today. It looks flat. It looks slow. I don't know if you've seen the same, OB, but it doesn't look like the team we saw the first 2 nights.
Looks the way everybody looked for a long time on Patriots Day. He'll make the stop here and throw out Casas to retire the side. 1-0 Red Sox.
Back here at Fenway and sitting in the dugout with the man of the hour, Tanner Houck. Happy to have you join us, Tanner. So thanks so much for that. Yesterday, you threw the first 9-inning or more shutout with fewer than 100 pitches by Red Sox since Clay Buchholz did it in 2014. Talking to Connor afterwards, he said that he knew in the bullpen that you were going to have a good night. At what point did you realize tonight could be special?
I wasn't really thinking about making anything special. I was just worried about going out there, executing the pitches that I had to. I felt early on that my splitter was going to be really good. I always have confidence in my slider and my 2-seam. So going into that, I just wanted to go out there and just be the best version of myself.
Shortest 9-inning game over the last 14 years, 1 hour, 49 minutes. At what point did you realize how fast things were going?
I did not realize until after the game. There's no clocks in Fenway, and I partially love that because it just kind of makes you really immerse into the game and watch and just not worry about the time. So I realized it after I was hanging out in the locker room, kind of looked up my phone for a second, and then realized that it was like 9:30, and I was like, we're done really quick tonight. So good feeling, good for the boys. Get home, get some rest before this day game.
Yeah, Dave was talking about walking into his house and surprising his wife. I did the same when I came home, usually not getting there until about 11 o'clock at night. But you're able to throw 56% strikes with your splitter, almost even usage with your slider there. How has the split evolved for you?
It's been many years of hard work, just trying to perfect it and just try and be the best version with it every single day. It's a pitch I started throwing in 2020, and at the time I was very frustrated with it because it wasn't very good. I'll fully admit it. It took a lot of work trying to get it to where I felt confident enough to take it into a big league game, and all that work has paid off in the end.
Talking to Andrew Bailey, the pitching coach, he said the challenge for you guys as a collective is the strike zone. You have talked about being in the strike zone more, but it's easy to say that, but how are you able to be effective and pitch in the strike zone?
It's getting strike one, and that doesn't matter if it's a fastball, if it's a breaking ball, changeup, splitter. You know, if you're able to control the zone with your secondary pitches, it makes your fastball in the zone just a little bit better. They realize that they have to respect both in the zone, or all four pitches in the zone. That being said, I felt like last night I did a really good job with that, throwing a ton of sliders in the zone, a ton of splitters in the zone, and then complementing those two with the fastball.
How do you describe what it's like to be in that rhythm where everything you're pitching is landing for a strike, you're pitching in the zone, you're getting the swing and miss, and you're being that great with it?
It's a hard feeling to describe. Anyone that's ever reached that state, you just feel like you can do no wrong. For me, in that moment, I just felt so confident with all my pitches that I could go out there and just throw at anything at any count, and it would be in the zone and be a quality pitch.
All right, I got to ask you about this last one. Halcomania is running wild, if you will, and our man Pap is having some fun with that. How much fun are you having with the way that's being embraced?
I really don't think about it. I know I know I have a job to do, and I gotta prepare for my next outing against these guys in Cleveland. But Halcomania, I'll let Pap keep. I'll let him keep pushing that.
Hey, well, listen, I think a lot of us are on board. You keep us home within 2 hours to certainly be the vice president of Halcomania. So appreciate the time and look for you to keep it going next time out against the same Guardians club.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
OB, Tanner Houck getting us home early. Send it back upstairs to you.
That's for sure. Absolutely masterful yesterday. One of the best pitching performances you're going to see. And we were fortunate enough to be on hand. He was near perfect in that outing last night. Just 3 hits. Didn't walk anybody. Runner at second here after an error charge to Hamilton. Kind of a tough error.
Yeah, I didn't think that was an error. It was hard hit. Top spin to his backhand. If he makes a clean play, it's great.
Rocchio grounded out. Now Jimenez play on and won't get him. Red Sox do have 1 pick already. But I mean, that's Tanner Houck right there. Activity in the bullpen again for the Red Sox, and we've already seen Criswell coming on after Bernardino went 2 strong innings.
Yeah, didn't think we'd see the activity this early. We thought Criswell would go a little longer.
Joe Jake's out there.
But hey, everyone's ready after Tanner Houck went complete 9.
I think Alex Cora likes the way the lefty Bernardino dealt with their lineup. That's going to be a base hit into left center field. That's going to tie up the game. Duran over to cut it, play at second. Here's the throw, here's the tag, and he got him. For out number 3 on the play at second base, Durant came up gunning, and there will be no challenge. Jimenez tagged out on the arm on the play at second. Underway here in the bottom of the 3rd, and ball 1 on Abreu. The Red Sox and the Guardians knotted up 1-1. Abreu has driven in that run with a fielder's choice. It got Durant home in the 1st inning. He's batting third today. Then Valdez and then Wong getting their second look at Carlos Carrasco. Veteran right-hander from Venezuela. Red Sox had a lot of traffic in the first inning. Yeah, it's been a sleepy effort so far for the Guardians. They've had a couple of men lost on the bases, one on a pickoff, the other on a bang-bang play at second. And have been charged with an error as well, both sides with one error.
Yeah, those are the ones you look back in the season, too. They eat you up, right? If they go on to lose this game, you go, hey, the difference maker in making the playoffs and not are just over every month. There's one game here and there that was costly because you just weren't efficient in how you went about it. Doing the little things.
Wouldn't chase it. Red Sox have hit 24 home runs. They're tied for second in the American League and tied for third in the majors in home runs. Abreu looking for his first. Puts that in play to Arias and a bobble. So another mistake.
Yep.
And that'll be their second error.
Yeah. Arias too. He's been moving all around. I mean, this guy's played every position it seems possible right now. I mean, he's been at third, short, been at second too, I think, right, in center field.
Yeah, as of today, he's
second,
played 6 different positions. He has played some second, not in this series, but first, second, third, short, right, and center.
Yeah, I was trying to got that in the notes, but trying to remember if he did in this series at all at second. But Jimenez has been there at second the most of the time, but that's an easy play right there.
So an E5, and Valdez, the hitter, 1 for 1 with a single. Batting stats presented by your local New England Honda dealers. Valdez needs a hot stretch. He's hitting 160. Everybody bundled up today against the chill. Red Sox about to head for Pittsburgh and then Cleveland. They'll see a lot of the Guardians here in a short window. Sox are 3-0 on getaway days this season.
Let's keep that trend going.
Look at the calendar.
We're at 4 o'clock on Saturday.
Bruins playing on Saturday, swinging a high fly right field. It hangs up. Headed near the pesky pole, but so is Laureano, and he'll make the play.
Yeah, wrong day to hit that ball to right. Wind's blowing in from right field. I think that ball's out. That wind is not coming straight in.
I remember a couple of years ago you talked about on windy days or days you suspected the wind was going to be challenging, what you looked at Fenway.
Yeah, you go up. Straight from the LL, the Larry Lucchino.
Wong with a pop up a mile high. Rocchio out. Fry in. And a shortstop takes it. And 2 down. So that light standard, the second one.
Yeah, it's where the pitch clock.
Where the pitch clock is. On top of that, that's what you always checked.
Yeah, it's that white gauge right there. You just go up there and look. The hard part is at night sometimes. You know, it's a little dark. You can't really see it. But during the day, it's easy to see, and you just kind of, and the way the wind can change here, you always got to go check it just to make sure.
David Hamilton took a walk in the first inning. I started doing Red Sox games in 07 on radio with the Hall of Famer Joe Castiglione. And I remember one of the first conversations I had on a really cold day at Fenway was with Tim Wakefield. And I asked Wake, how do you do it? How do you prepare for these really cold days? He said, layers, man. It's nothing but layers.
Yeah, I wasn't a layers guy.
You were not?
I was not. I had that like mock turtleneck, had those like sleeves you can put on, and then Vaseline. Lots of Vaseline.
And did that really work?
It works.
So you'd slather it all over yourself?
Yes. Just like I was getting ready to be a bodybuilder. Just lather it.
Joe Castiglione, and he doesn't go that way, but he does layer up.
Yeah. See, hey, we need to send some Vaseline over for Castigs.
Or maybe not. I did ask him. I said, in 42 years, have you had a quicker game than last night? He said, I cannot remember one. I said, even when Wake was pitching. He said, no.
Even in those doubleheader 7-inning games, right?
I mean, incredibly fast for a 9-inning complete game. 2-2 and a fly to center field. Pretty well hit, but Freeman backing up, and again it gets knocked down. And he'll make the catch to set down Hamilton. One error, one left. Red Sox and Guardians 1-1 to the 4th inning we go in the matinee. So the right-hander to get Fry, Ramirez, Naylor. So that's 2-3-4 for the Guardians. Fry is 0 for 1.
Good little sweeper right there too, keeping it down in the zone. Cooper Criswell's got that 6 feet 9 inches of that extension too. So that fastball's going to play up a little bit.
Made his 3rd career start on Saturday against the Angels, allowing 2 runs over 4 innings, 5 hits. It's a foul ball at home plate, 2-2. So the Red Sox got a bit of a lift from his performance. He had made 2 starts for the Woo Sox, had a 0.87 ERA, so he's throwing the ball well. And he'll miss there to make it 3-2.
Just missed on that hip shot. Just didn't get enough break on that.
Fly ball on the move. Duran is going to get by him and up against the wall. On the move to second is Fry, and a walk-in double. And that's how the 4th inning gets underway with the Guardians in scoring position.
Yeah, this one here just, you got to start out a little bit more inside or start it out down the middle, break out. That one was started on the inner corner and left out of the middle of the plate, and Fry just hooked it.
Sends up their best hitter, Ramirez. Jose today, the DH. He's 0 for 1, struck out looking. 219 career home runs. Number 5 in their franchise history. Number 1 all time is the great Jim Thome with 337 for them. One of the nicest men you'll ever meet in baseball.
Yes, he's one of the beauties of the game. President of the Major League Baseball alumni.
In for a strike. It's a good choice.
Yeah, took over for Frank Robinson. But Thome, just a beauty. He's one of those guys you sit down and talk baseball, and it's just a fun conversation.
Yeah, he's as friendly as it gets.
And he gets so into the conversation about hitting. The thing players miss the most about the game, and it's different too with these guys don't talk and sit down as much about the game as we did. That was a big thing where you sit down, talk. There's a lot more of the iPads. But that was one thing that I miss, and a lot of guys talk about, is just sitting around and talking about hitting.
He'll fly that one into right center field, racing back Abreu, and he'll track it down on the track. Tagging up at second, advancing to third, David Fry. Ramirez put a charge into that. You're always expecting that with him. And he moves the man up 90.
Yeah, you don't know. And this one, too, this ball traveled all the way back to the warning track. I think that ball's a home run. If the wind's not blowing in, not a bad pitch, too. He went down and got that thing. Did his job, too, to advance the runner.
A month from now, that might clear the bullpen. That shot by Jose. So the infield in, and one down, and here's Naylor, Josh Naylor, 0 for 1. He's popped up to short. He's hit 4 home runs.
Surprised that, they're going infield in here. Surprised they're not going halfway with a big hitter like Naylor. The way he can hit the ball hard. Kind of want to take a couple steps back, still get the guy at home.
Called strike.
I think it was Tito all the time. Infield in, batting average goes up. See it every time. Let's hope it doesn't happen here.
Naylor, their top RBI man last year, drove in 97. I mentioned this the other day. He's only struck out 68 times. Last year, only 68 times. And he'll drive a base hit into right, and that'll untie the game. Fry will score from third. So the long fly out by Ramirez really helped. Naylor hit that one on the button, his 13th RBI, and it's 2-1 Cleveland.
Yeah, both teams getting runs the same way, moving guy on second base, nobody out, moving the runners over. Casas did it, got the hit out, hit the bag, got the base hit, but right here, just getting on top of this thing and driving into right field.
Sends up Tyler Freeman, the center fielder, who took a walk in the second, then got picked off. Cleveland trying to take the series 3-1. If they do that, the Red Sox will end the homestand 3-7. So the exact reverse of what they did on the West Coast.
It's definitely been a tough homestand, the longest one of the year.
Well, the injuries have piled up too. We had a shot of Tyler O'Neill over there, who has gone on the 7-day IL after the nasty collision with Rafael Devers. Rafi is out of the lineup again today, this time because of the knee, and he's getting imaging on that knee. And that is his 7th missed game out of 20. Obviously, Nick Pivetta trying to work his way back, but Garrett Whitlock went on the IL as well this week. Been a tough stretch.
Yeah, to me, it came on that pitch that kind of locked him up, kind of chased him on that back foot. He kind of got that knee stuck, the left back knee.
Talking about Rafi, yeah.
Rafi, yeah. And last night's game, that was you kind of saw it where he kind of grimaced after it too. But he was trying to move out of the way, and it just felt like it just got stuck.
And when he first did it a couple of nights ago, you're like, you didn't know it was a leg thing. You just automatically assume it's got to be that shoulder barking at him again. But this is something else entirely, and he can't go today. Did DH yesterday. Didn't look right at the plate.
Yeah, when you haven't had a lot of injuries too, I mean, it's never easy playing this game. We always joked around, you're never healthy after spring training.
Up the middle. Valdez going to the bag himself, fires on close, safe there. So he elected to race to second base and try and turn 2. And Freeman safe at first. 2 down.
Freeman getting down the line. Almost missed the bag too. Another guy that hit the very front of the base. Saw that wild play yesterday.
They really chased Hamilton off the bag. Yeah. Bang, bang there and safe. They are reviewing it.
Let's see if he touches that front part of the base. That's the one thing too they teach you is don't jump for the bag. Just run through it, especially now the bases are bigger. See how he kind of leaps for it?
Mm-hmm.
The question is, does he hit it? But it looks like his foot kind of slid. You see how the foot lands and slides? See the land, and then it moves forward. Let's see if it hits that bag or not.
Hamilton missed the bag for the Red Sox yesterday, and he was put out. At first base, never touched the bag.
Yeah, they're going to have a good angle on this to overturn it.
So the call on the field was safe by Lance Barrett. He's had a lot of activity over there.
Yeah.
For the 4th inning of the game, every play it feels like has involved him.
Yeah, a lot of bang bang plays early on.
2-1 Cleveland in front. David Fry with a leadoff double. Naylor eventually drove him in. And we await the decision from the replay review center.
And not a great angle either, too, to try to know if that toe touches the base and then comes up over. He's telling Kessler, yeah, I hit it. Of course I hit it.
Give you another look. Just a little backed away, but
here's a better angle. Let's see if that. Yeah, I think he hits it. The foot lands short, but that little bit.
After review, the call stands. The runner is safe. Boston will lose their challenge.
So the Sox have lost the challenge. Freeman, a runner at first with 2 out. And Bo Naylor will be coming up to hit. He's 0 for 1 with a K.
You don't see that a lot where guys miss the bag before the base. We've seen it almost twice in 2 days. It's got a natural instinct too that you lunge out there and try to jump for the bag to try to be safe. A lot of injuries happen that way too, so you just got to try to figure out how to get through that bag, hit it any way you can. You know, the law is, hey, hit the front of the bag. I'm a big believer that you're running at top speed, you're just trying to get to that bag and hit it.
Cooper Criswell's second man in after Bernardino went the first 2. He's got a 3-0 on Naylor. Josh and Bo, the baseball brothers, both in the lineup again. Big part of it for the Guardians, who have been an excellent road team. Yesterday, just their 3rd road loss of 2024. They've been a bit of a surprise altogether. Shot to center field. Rafaela lines it up here right at him for out number 3. They do get a run. It is now 2-1 Cleveland.
Game for the chance to win half of the jackpot. See official rules for full details.
Bottom 4 coming your way. Fans today braving the chill. Cleveland has a 2-1 lead. The Red Sox to bring up the bottom third of the order. Reyes, McGuire, and Rafaela. After last night's gem by Tanner Houck. You're not going to see that very often. It seems like about every 14 years you get a game that quick. And man, was he on. And you know, it was about 9 o'clock and I'm looking at you and the game's about to come to an end and we're thinking this is even faster than we thought, and we were double checking the time several times to see just how fast it was. Fastest game in about 14 years in Major League Baseball. That's how fast.
We were due though. We were due for one of those, OB. I mean,
I agree. Little flare out to right center. Center fielder Freeman will put that away. Pablo Reyes 0 for 2. Yeah, it had been a strange, run of games because we played an extra inning game the other night that went almost 340. And we're getting spoiled with the speed of most games because that one, 3 hours, 40 minutes, would have been a typical Red Sox game if not for the pitch clock, like on a given Wednesday night in past years. It's amazing how everybody adapts to it. And thank goodness.
Well, we are grateful for it.
Reese McGuire 0 for 1. He is tapped to the shortstop. A couple of other games are ongoing right now. Texas and Detroit 7-7 in the 5th. And Tampa Bay leads the Angels 2-1 in the 6th inning. Mike Trout hit his 8th home run yesterday, so he has taken over the lead. One better than Tyler O'Neill, who's been out of the lineup several days now.
He's a pretty good player.
That's going to be ball 4 on the changeup. Carrasco turning his back and walking away. Not a very happy guy there.
Yeah, he wanted that pitch, but that ball's down. That's a 3-0 pitch. You can't be. That ball's down. He wanted it. Look.
Yeah. By the way, you never miss. You never miss.
What's that?
And you don't need the replay.
Nah.
To tell whether it's a strike. And you're not up there in the batter's box. You're not in the dugout. You're way back here. You always have it.
I wouldn't say always, but
no, you always have it.
now I'm bound to fail right now. You know, a lot of times in the box, I mean, you judge a couple things, right? You judge the catcher, you kind of see, where it is, and it's just the strike zone now. It just seems narrow, right? And I think that's why guys are trying to throw hard too. I believe that K zone needs to be about an inch more. And I'm speaking of a hitter that used to take a lot, but I think our strike zone when I played was a little bit wider and even more wide when you had your Maddox and Glavins back in the day with the Braves.
Sure.
But if they move that K zone maybe an inch, maybe things change a little bit where guys aren't trying to have to throw 100 through the zone. They're pitching more.
Well, now this is a TV mechanism. This is for the viewer. But I've heard umpires say over the years they hate it.
Yeah.
They hate the K zone because they're like, well, I don't have that.
Yeah, because you have that shadow, right? There's I forget the amount of the baseball that you're allowed to have.
Like half a baseball.
Yeah.
Swung on and missed, and Rafaela continues to have his issues. He fans for the second time, 2 down.
Yeah, this is when it goes tough for a hitter. Look, over swinging right there, out of control. Sometimes you just have to spread out wide, like Casas did with 2 strikes. Like, get wide, get simple, like try to figure it out. Like from a 2-strike approach, you got to go through a lot of different things when you're in these ruts, but it's more about simplification. A lot of times guys are just going out there like, I need to hit my way out of it. It's like, see the ball more, pick a certain spot early, don't get outside of it. Even if it's a strike, let it go. And that's something that Rafael has had in the past, of the issues of chasing pitches. But young players always want to try to hit their way out of things. As you get older, you start realizing that's a detriment to you. You got to stay in where you can do damage early and then fight the 2.
Well, a young kid who has signed a lucrative contract very quickly, and the results in the batter's box have not been there right away. So you wonder how much pressing is becoming a part of that.
Well, he wants some lucrative contact too right now. I mean, he's swinging and missing a lot of it, but I think every hitter goes through these ruts. I mean, and hopefully right now this is his biggest rut, and he finds his way out of it and just keeps excelling.
0-2 on Duran, who has walked and reached on an error today, scored a run. And he'll cut and miss on the changeup. Down he goes, strike 3. That's all for the Red Sox. 1 man left.
Against the Angels, 31% sweepers, 30 on the sinker, 26 on the change, 12 on the cutter. Today, 42% on the sinkers. So a little bit more usage on the sinker.
Cleveland ahead 2-1, low hit game, 3 for the Guardians. Red Sox have just a couple. And Laureano, who excelled defensively in the A's outfield, he has 4 outfield assists for these guys. Playing right field today, will lead things off as we move to the 5th. Brennan Bernardino got the nod as the opener today. 2 strong innings. Well, the Guardians have scored in each of the last 2 innings.
I love that sweeper he's throwing at the front hip to righties.
Gets a ground ball here, gobbled up by Pablo. Not a good throw. It skips on by. And that's going to cost an additional base 2.
Jemai, are you okay?
Yes, we always check with Jemai, but the Red Sox with their 2nd error.
Yeah, did a good job coming through it. Kind of opened up. You see, I kind of opened up a little too much. You got to keep that momentum going. Get your shoulder. Had that shoulder fly open just a little too much, and that ball took off a little bit. Reyes not a third baseman, by trade. So a lot of the shortstop, second basemen, they struggle there at third base just based on the angles.
Another tapper his way, but foul.
Alex Cora was the one that hated third base the most. He talked about it all the time about it just didn't feel right with the angles. That was a hit and an E5.
So the Red Sox have committed 19 errors, tops in the league. And here's Arias, who has reached on an error previously. So Laureano with a base hit, and the error gets him down to second. And a pop-up down the right field line. Abreu on the charge, coming strong on this one. Nice sliding play in fair ground. Gets up and guns down to third, but not in time. Laureano advancing there, made a nice play. Boy, he's made some fine catches on his homestand.
Yeah, he has. He's done a good job. And this one's a tough one, too, because the wind blowing in keeps pushing this ball. And getting like into that ground where that wall is and that tarp is, kind of almost ran out of room because it pushed it that way. But good full speed and used the dive to make the play. Or the slide, should I say, not the dive.
Infield in now with one down.
He's hurting too after that.
Yeah, he was a little nicked up.
That cut him up.
Yeah. Rocchio will take one high.
That did not look good. Yeah, look at that.
Gimpy.
Let's check the ankle.
Yeah, kind of stuck the landing a little bit. He made the great play going up against the bullpen fence and a ball that may or may not have been a home run. And then he made the terrific lunging, sprinting, and then lunging catch on the warning track to Rob Ramirez. And now this play, which was a fair ball. 2-1. But paying the price there. Rocchio 0 for 1. He's grounded out to first. A swing and bunt here. It hugs the line. It's going to roll foul. Griswold made short.
Keep that 6'6" body down and go tip that ball. And that's all you're trying to do right there. You're just trying to make contact with the ball before it possibly can hit a piece of dirt and come back in fair. These big pitchers, though, watch. I can't stop laughing at the big guy. Look, watch this. It's worn out now. Take a breather.
Long strides.
It was also, too, that, when you look at that play with Abreu, too, you make that play, you're hurting a little bit, you're back at it with this pitch clock. You don't have time, to limp it off, and you got to be ready.
One down, a man at third for the Guardians.
That's the one thing, OB, honestly, is when you see these guys hurt and do all that stuff, as a former player, that is what you don't miss the most, are those moments of playing baseball. You miss a lot, but not those.
I'll bet. Grounded sharply but foul. Yeah, there could be no picnic on a cold day, any day, but
yeah, we always used to joke, it's all right, we're icing it while we're out there.
Yeah.
It's so cold.
Well, you had the Vaseline, so you didn't feel it.
Oh, I didn't feel a thing. Close the pores.
Griswold with the 3-2 and missed with that.
Wow.
I guess.
That ball is right there.
Going to be ball 4, according to Marquez, so that'll put him on at first and third. And here comes Alex Cora.
Yeah, this pitch looks like it just hugs the bottom of the zone. Let's take another look. Wow, that's a good pitch.
It's the last one he will throw. Jakes is coming on. Just brought back to the big league club this week. And a little bit of trouble here, but only one out. Runners on at first and third. More in a moment. Jakes out of the bullpen. Red Sox with their second man out of the pen today. He was recalled from the Woo Sox prior to last night's game. He allowed 6 runs his first outing with the Woo Sox. Since then, a .225 ERA. Red Sox hoping they're getting that guy right now against Jimenez, who is 1 for 2. They have taken a hit away, by the way, for Laureano. It's an error, just an error, and the second error the Red Sox have made today. So they've made 20 in 20 games.
Yeah, tough there. I mean, on pace for 162. Ooh, geez.
First and third, one gone, and a breaking ball in there.
Yeah, that's the slider right there from Jakes. You're going to see the sinker slider. Throws around average the 91. The slider around 77, more of that bender.
And his 1-1 pitch. And he gets a piece of it. Jimenez has won 2 consecutive Gold Gloves. Won the Platinum Glove last year. That goes to the overall best defender. So gold and platinum in a single year for him. As the second baseman, runner at first taken off, and a ground ball base hit into left field. Another run will score. Laureano to touch home plate. Jimenez some fine hitting, his second knock today, and that'll make it 3-1.
Yeah, you couldn't draw that one up any better too. Rocchio was going on the pitch. Jimenez just inside outs that thing into the ground right where there is a huge hole. And then watch Rocchio take off. He thought he was going to go to third, slid and got back quickly. Durant coming up with it.
So yet another unearned run as the Red Sox continue to pile those up, putting an awful lot of pressure on his pitching staff. There's David Fry. He's doubled. He's also grounded out, 1 for 2. 2 on, 1 out. Tampa Bay a 2-1 lead on the Angels in the 7th inning. It will be a very light day and night for baseball. That runs in and that hits him. He got hit by the pitch, and that'll load up the bases. Fry had no chance to get out of the way of that slider.
Yeah, that's a literal back foot slider right there.
So they're all filled up. And for Jose Ramirez.
Well, hit both feet. Looked like hit the first, the left foot, and then ricocheted off the right.
Price of 1. Bailey coming out. It has been a choppy game. Inning 5 presented by Salem 5 Bank. So a big conference here, and no place to put their best hitter, who probably should have had a home run back in the 4th inning, but the wind knocked it down. He crushed one to right field that Abreu was able to get to on the warning track. Again, you wait a few weeks, and that's into the bullpen or over it, I think. So 3-1, and they could really take control of this thing right now.
Yeah, it wasn't even a bad pitch, too. It was just a change-up down and away.
Jose 3 home runs, driven in 15 to lead their ball club.
This is one where you just need to get that ground ball, hopefully induce a double play, get out of the inning. Not let these guys capitalize here.
Rocchio, Jimenez, and Fry from third to first leading away. Jose, in his career with the bases loaded, a .297 hitter. He has hit 5 grand slams. Been an absolute doubles machine over the course of his career, and he'll take a ball.
Yeah, this year with runners in scoring position, hit .320, 8 for 25, and 8 RBIs. You go up and down this order, though, there's a lot of guys with runners in scoring position hit 400, 500, 385. They're doing it when they need to.
Hard hit to third, gobbled up by Reyes, down to second. That's 1 on to first, and safe there as a run scores. Well, the Red Sox got the hot ground ball. Could not turn 2, though. And another run up there. It is 4-1 Cleveland.
This is why Jose Ramirez is one of the most respected guys in the game. Switch hitter, plays good D, but it's the hustle. You know, he's got a big contract, but he does not care. He keeps playing the game hard and doing the little things like that to get the RBI. Man, a lot of bang plays at first base today.
But 5 or 6 already. So 4-1. The Guardians slowly starting to pull away here. Here's Naylor, who's gone 1 for 2 with an RBI single today. And again, the defense rearing its head and burning the Sox once again on this homestand. It's a tired saw, I know, but it's only 20 games into the season. And here's the 0-1 runner at first. Ramirez taken off, and there'll be no throw.
Yeah, no chance on that. Huge jump from Jose Ramirez on that.
So 2nd and 3rd.
Yeah, the pitch didn't help either. Slider way outside. Reese McGuire had no chance.
Naylor has 13 RBIs, 1 in this game. One and 2 on the big first baseman. And Jake's home. Missed way outside.
Yeah, Naylor's numbers too. I mean, he's actually hitting better this year right now, average wise. 385, 5 for 13 against lefties, and against righties, 313 with 4 home runs and 11 RBIs. So not damage, finding his knocks.
And getting his RBIs early. 2-2. Boy, that was jammed in big time. That is a fair ball. If you can believe that, he's going to be thrown out at first base. That came in on the thumbs.
Somebody's going to have to check his hands right here, because this ball is coming in hot. Oh my goodness. And it went fair.
And 75 cents. Guardians have gone out in front 4-1. And some of the ugly numbers continue for the Red Sox. 25 unearned runs the Red Sox have allowed. That is far and away the most in baseball. Next closest is the Mets with 16.
That's 31% of the runs given up are unearned. Not a stat you're looking for, especially after last season finishing dead last.
And especially given the fact that the number one discussion point, if the Red Sox were going to improve, was supposed to be starting pitching. And Red Sox starting pitching has been very good. Last night, brilliant.
They stepped up their game.
And yet, the defense has burned the Red Sox time and time again. 25 unearned runs. And happening time and time again with men on base and men in scoring position. Tristan Casas 1 for 2 with a single. As the Red Sox try to climb back in it, but far too often, regular basis, you're seeing 1, 2, 3 errors on that board. And a swing and a miss. Tristan Casas goes down hacking.
Yeah, and this is the other thing too, is the strikeouts. This is something, you know, there's the long ball. They've hit the long ball. A lot of solo shots too, but it's the strikeouts. Got to minimize these strikeouts the best you can.
So he's 1 for 3. Here's Abreu. He reached on an error by the Guardians. They've also made a couple. It's not been a masterpiece today for either team. It was last night for Tanner. The Red Sox played good defense.
Yeah. I mean, Tanner was filling up the strike zone, getting ground balls, and guys were making plays. But the consistency just has to be there. It can't just be one game on, one game off, because that creates the 500 ball club and a roller coaster ride.
You know how important that is with the good teams you played on. You set records for consistency as a first baseman. Swing and a miss here to make it 1 and 2. It's like your base points where you start with. If you're going to be a good team, you almost take it for granted that you're going to be fundamentally sound, play good defense.
Yeah, I mean, the first full season I had was 2006. I think we led all of baseball in infield defense. I think it was like you had Mark Lorette at second base, you know, Alex Gonzalez, and then Mikey Lowell, right, was over there at third, and it was awesome. And you have that, right, and it starts in the infield is the most important too in a lot of ways. Yes, in the outfield, you know, we had Manny for years. It wasn't that he didn't make the, you know, it wasn't about the errors because we knew he was going to out hit it. It's like getting to certain balls. But in the infield, when you can't field it, you're not getting a lot of double plays.
Line shot, and Abreu jumped on that one. It'll roll up against that sidewall. Slows down a bit. He'll be into second base with a double. That's a hit he needed. And he's been playing very good defense.
Yeah, this ball
stings this one.
This ball smoked too. Missed spot trying to go away, and Abreu turns on that inside pitch. Laureano got lucky too. That ball just kicked right back out. Sometimes when it hugs that wall is when, as an outfielder, you got to go in there. You almost got to kick it. You got to put your foot in that wall and keep it from going around.
That snaps it over 13 for Abreu. And now Valdez 1 for 2, a single. Line run knocked down by Arias. He'll scoop and get him. With Abreu holding at second. That was another bullet.
Yeah, that's just unfortunate right there. Just positioning and just right on the money where you didn't want him. That ball just wore him. Just knocked it down. Finished the play.
The Red Sox had an opportunity to really knock around Carrasco, knock him out early in that first inning. He walked 2, he gave up 2 hits. He was in trouble. The bases were loaded, and he got Reyes to fly out. And since then, he has not been in trouble.
Tell you what, though, Valdez has not been swinging the bat today. Great at bats. Had the base hit to center field. Drove a ball to right field that I think is a home run if the wind's not blowing in on a normal day. And that one right there. So those are the ones too. Yeah, 1 for 3, but 3 great at bats. Got to keep that momentum going.
Connor Wong has been as hot as anybody. Today he has struck out and popped up to short. He's got a man in scoring position with 2 down. The 37-year-old Carlos Carrasco has had quite the career. Gets a ground ball here. That'll be fair. The backhander going to get him in a rundown, and he's going to tag him out. And Abreu cut down, going second to third. So that will retire the side 4-1 Cleveland.
Be mates in extra innings live. I'll be with Jim Rice and Jonathan Papelbon. We'll be taking a look at what Brendan Bernardino has done over the last couple of years with this team, and you'll hear from him talking about his journey, just trying to find a job, literally knocking on doors in Arizona, going into major league teams asking for a tryout. Cleveland finally gave him one, and the rest is history. Made his major league debut at the age of 30 and became one of the best left-handed relievers in the game last year, guys. A great story. We'll share it after the game.
All right, DC, thank you. Something to look forward to. I think we all need that. Abreu moments ago running into an out at third. Red Sox have made 2 errors. It's been an ugly day after a beautiful night last night.
Yeah, that play just can't happen.
Freeman with a high fly ball into left center field, driving back to Rand, turning around, and that ball high off the monster. And Freeman will jog into second base with a double to lead off the 6th inning. And almost hit it out. His 3rd double of the year.
Yeah, that's one of the tougher parts, to hit it out. Once you get past that Red Sox foundation, anything to the right, you got to really hit it. He just skied it a little bit too much. Maybe the wind knocked it down a bit. Off the bat, though, that was close. Just that slider just didn't slide too much. Just reverse that spin. Back to that Abreu play. I mean, that's a simple play where you shuffle, you wait for the third baseman to throw it, and then you run.
Yeah, you don't have to be in any hurry there.
There's no reason to run there. You know, you can take it because most third basemen are not going to look at you on that play. When the third baseman is going to his right, he's blind to you. So his play is to first base automatically. You wait till the ball is in flight, and then you take off.
It's the other thing that's happening far too often. The Red Sox making base running mistakes.
Yeah, here it is right here, right? Shuffle. He's running. You shuffle, and then wait. His first move was to run, right? You just take a couple steps, a little secondary, stay there.
Play on at second and back in Freeman.
Kind of hang out a little bit, and then once you see that white ball release out of the hand to first base, take off to third.
Bo Naylor with a whiff. He's also lined out hard to send. A little light rain falling at Fenway.
Alex Cora last year, that's what he said. I mean, I'll never forget when he sat down, because a lot of times ex-players, you get removed from the game. The game also looks a lot easier sitting up here, but you kind of forget how it was when you played versus today. You don't want to be the grumpy guy. But he said the base running is worse now than it ever has been last year.
I would agree.
And you see it all day in these games.
That one goes all the way to the backstop. That'll advance Freeman down to third.
And it starts at the amateur level. I watch a lot of amateur baseball with my young guys, and these travel, and these kids are just running wild. They're not being taught how to run the bases. They're playing on 3 different travel ball teams. Hit the ball as hard as you can, act a fool. But then as you go up levels, the game gets quicker, the guys are better, and they're going to make you look bad on the bases because they can catch and throw the ball better.
And in front of major league crowds, man, it can really look bad. Hot shot, nice scoop by Valdez. He'll hold the runner at third and get the out at first. Freeman staying put. And Valdez with a nice play.
That's a really good play right there. That ball smoked to his backhand. Smooth and clean right here, too, on the hop.
That'll bring up Laureano, who's reached on an error and grounded out to third. 4-1 Cleveland with a runner 90 feet away. And a strike. Batting stats presented by Eversource. Weatherizing your home can increase comfort and lower energy use. We can help. Red Sox today finishing up this 4-game series with the Guardians. They will see them soon enough, right after hitting Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh got off to another really good start. They cooled off a bit. The 1-1 hammered for a base hit. Man, that'll bring in another run. Freeman will score. So 5-1 Guardians. Laureano picks up his first RBI of the season. Single and a double in the inning, plus a wild pitch. And a 5-1 lead for Cleveland as they try and win the series. They're trying to take it 3-1. That'll send up Arias, who has reached on an error and flied out to right field. 1 out and a run home. Arias playing third base today. He started in center field yesterday, so he's appeared at 6 different positions his first 9 games of the season. Only a matter of time before they put him on the mound in a blowout.
Yeah, also got ruled. Hamlin's got ruled with the air. I felt like that was base hit, though, the way he hit it with the topspin, hard hit, backhand. This series, I mean, take away that, I mean, 6 for 15 now in this series.
He's hitting .297 and looks at a strike. Well, Sox got the first run in the opening inning as Duran scored. He stole a base and eventually came home, but the rest has been all Guardians. A run in the third, 1 in the fourth, 2 in the fifth. Added again here in the sixth.
This rain's picking up a little earlier than they thought. They thought it was going to be around 5 o'clock.
One-two from the lefty. And he comes up empty on that swing. Got him on the sinker. He strikes him out. So 2 away.
Yeah, went to the sinker at the bottom here. Just over top of that. Good pitch there. That's what you're looking to do to try to induce that ground ball. Get that swing and miss.
Only 5 games in the big leagues today. There are 2 other afternoon tilts going on right now. As Rocchio gets in, he walked and scored his last time up, and he'll pop that one foul out of play. Yankees have the lead in the East with 13-6, half-game lead over Baltimore. This Cleveland team is tops in the Central over surprising Kansas City. Kansas City 8-2 at home. And out west, Texas has a half-game lead on the Angels. Angels at 9-9. Swinging a high pop down the line. Duran headed for the corner, looking for some room down there, but a foul ball. In the National League, it's Atlanta by 2 over the Phillies, 2.5 over the Mets. In the Central, Milwaukee is 11-6. They lead the Cubs by half a game, and the Dodgers lead the West by a game over San Diego and 2 over Arizona.
Well, Kansas City, I mean, they went out there and they made moves. And that's one thing, is you never expect them to go out there and make as many moves as they have this year, but it's paying off so far.
So far, it's come together.
And they went and got pitching. You got Lugo and Waka.
Always like Michael Waka.
Don't love that change.
Oh, he stays healthy.
It's the best pitch. The changeup and splitter. You know, there's guys that can throw them. I mean, look at all the greats, you know, like going up and down the line. Like, that was one thing with like Schilling and Clement. They had the split finger. That was deadly. They had a great fastball, but that split was deadly. Johan Santana, the changeup. Pedro, changeup.
0-2 to Rocchio, and he'll tap a foul.
Never heard of a hitter going, man, I love facing this guy when the guy has a really good changeup or split.
Yeah, like I can't wait to see that changeup.
Uhara. I mean, coach, that guy, he just threw that split all the time. Throw what, 86?
He was unbelievable. Unbelievable how good he was. He was as good as Mariano ever was for that season. Once he got that closer's job. Swing and a miss, put him down on a knee, and he strikes him out. But another run in. It's 5-1 Cleveland.
And benefits the Sox have to offer. For more, visit redsox.com/season tickets.
Well, it has been a great day on the field, and now the weather as well. 5-1 as we go to the last half of the 6th inning. Cleveland in front. And the grounds crew doing what they can right now. The rain's coming down just a little bit harder. They have removed the covering off the tarp down the right field line. So we shall see. And a bunt attempt here by Hamilton. Carrasco would pick it and throw him out. Trying to take advantage maybe of the wet grass as well, but he's out. And Hamilton's 0 for 2. So 1 out in the Red Sox 6th inning. And that'll send up Pablo Reyes, who's flat out 2 times today, 1 to left and 1 to center. Carrasco came in 0-1 at 3.55 ERA, having allowed a lot of base runners in his first 12 2/3, 22 of them. Sox added 4 more. And Smith gets going in their pen. In the first inning, they had 4 more base runners. And that's when the Red Sox got their 1 run, but nothing since then. And a 1-1. Reese McGuire on deck. Red Sox try to claw their way back in this thing on what's becoming a mucky day. And one got inside the dugout. The Guardians a very loose group right now. They're loving life the way things are going today, and for the season they're 12-6. Hot shot to third. Nice scoop there by Arias and on target. 2 up, 2 down. Take a look at the play in the dugout on the foul ball.
Oh, good form.
McGuire has gone 0 for 1 with a ground out and a walk. Base is empty. Red Sox are beginning terrific production out of the catchers. That has been a highlight this season. Reese with 8 runs batted in. Had a terrific West Coast swing.
Both of them. Both with 8 RBIs.
Bounder up the middle, and that's going to get through. A slide and a miss by Jimenez, and another hit for Reese McGuire.
Those are the hits you just absolutely love. You're out in front, you roll over, you're just praying that a guy doesn't make a sick play on you. Best is when they don't glove it and it gets into center field. You can kind of calm down, but you are going full bore down to first base. That's like, ooh, thank goodness.
They're going to go to the pen here. Stephen Vogt, the manager, out, and takes the ball from Carrasco, who had a very good outing, as it turned out. Going 5 2/3, 1 earned run. Cade Smith will come on to replace him, and we'll return to Fenway with more in just a moment. Two down here and a runner at first for the Red Sox, and Rafaela trying to get on track. He has struck out 2 times. This pitching change presented by Sullivan Tire and Auto Service. We're always here to get you there. So they bring on Cade Smith, and he has been really good.
Yeah, the big righty is 6'5". He's going to throw 61% four-seam fastballs. Got carry at the top. As you can see, he likes to live up there and try to live above the barrels. He's got the split finger and then the slider.
And very much a strikeout guy. Rafaela just trying to make contact here after the 2 whiffs. 94 with that heater.
Yeah, those are the ones right there too. It's like when you're not going good, when you get that pitch right down the middle like that, you're fouling them off.
McGuire off the bag at first. 1-2 now. So you're talking about Rafaela earlier about how long his swing is.
It's just the effort level a lot of times. When you're going good, you're just fluid. It's nice and easy.
Fly ball center field. Freeman won't get there. Drops down for a base hit. The kid needed that. McGuire up to second, stopping there.
Yeah, this is one of those mistakes right here as a pitcher. He's late on your fastball. You throw him the split finger. And this is right into his wheelhouse of the bat speed currently. That is those are those as hitters you're like, thank you, man. I couldn't catch up to the fastball blade on it. I like that one though.
So back-to-back hits in front of Duran. He scored the Sox only run way back in the first inning. Took a walk, stole his 7th base of the year. Two on and 2 out. And a shot toward the alley. That finds an open space. It's off into the triangle all the way to the 420 mark. That's going to score 2. McGuire and Rafaela into third, and pulling up with a 2-run triple, Jarren Duran. And a shot the Red Sox were in dire need of to climb back into this game. He found the gap and he was off to the races.
This is missing the spot again. He's trying to go up and in there, and he's left multiple balls down the middle, and not against this offense with that fastball. Jarren Duran turning on that thing right in that triangle, and you know with Jarren Duran, that's an automatic triple every time.
Made it easily to third. So he drives in his 8th and 9th runs of the season. He's really been the offense today.
Well, his struggles now too. I mean, Cade Smith can't wait to get out of here. Gave up 2 runs, you know, in that crazy long extra inning game.
Herron getting loose in their bullpen.
Yeah, those aren't, you know, one of those is his.
Well, all this happening with 2 out, and brings up Casas with a man at third.
You're liking this matchup if he leaves the ball out over the middle of the plate like that again.
So he's got to face Tristan, who has singled, grounded out, and struck out. Man at third, 2 away. Red Sox inching closer. Casas 5 home runs, 9 runs batted in. And he'll take a strike. You go back 73 games since the All-Star break last year. Casas is hitting .297 with 20 home runs. OPS of .983 over that span. 1-2 now. Well, the Red Sox were pretty sleepy after the bunt for an out, and then Reyes grounded out. But then McGuire had the base hit. Rafaela dropped in a single. Duran rips the 2-run triple. And nothing wakes you up quite like a triple to score a couple runs.
No, that was big. Huge knock.
So 5-3.
This all came with 2 outs. Gotta love a good 2-out rally.
And the right-hander's 1-2 pitch. Oh, and he's tumbled, and that is a balk, and that's going to bring in another run. Here comes Duran. And the Red Sox have pulled within 1. And they've scored on a balk 2 consecutive games.
I just don't know how he didn't throw the ball, though.
You got to get rid of it, yes.
You got to just try to get that thing across the white line. Just let go of it, roll it, whatever you can. I think he was such a weird that he didn't know what to do.
Spike caught. So that costs him. The Red Sox have scored 3 times in the inning. 5-4 now.
What a wild game this has been.
Wild and strange and not a thing of beauty in any way, including the weather, but very winnable. He'll check, and that one a little low to make it 2-2.
It looks like we're going to have this kind of weather throughout the rest of the game, so it'll get interesting. But a little split finger that just missed at the bottom.
3-2. You wonder if the wet conditions contributed to that balk. Things starting to muck up. Raining a little harder now. And that's in there for strike 3. Caught him looking. Side retired by the Red Sox, right back in at 5-4 as we take it to the 7th inning on a rainy day at Fenway. The Boston Red Sox by Nissan. We make cars that thrill. Shop NissanUSA.com. And by Salem 5 Bank, where elbow grease meets midnight oil. Make your move. We'll get a ball game here in the muck and the mire at Fenway. 5-4 Cleveland. Red Sox just ripped off 3 with 2 out to pull to within 1. Justin Slayton, the big right-hander, has been very impressive. A 0.87 ERA. He'll come on to work the 7th. And then a different feel of this one suddenly.
Yeah, we've got a ball game again. It's the second outing of Cade Smith. Man, he has had some trouble here.
Like I said, he's eager to get out of Boston.
Yeah, I thought that was kind of interesting too, though. You had 2 outs. You brought him in right there to face Rafael. He got the top of the order up. Those are the high leverage situations that you got to get, especially in this lineup. Not a lot of depth today.
Fouled off by Jimenez. Give Durant credit, though. Big hit.
Huge.
Found that alley. It kept on rolling and rolling off into the triangle, that Bermuda Triangle at the 420 mark. It finally stopped, and he was easily into third. He wasn't even breathing hard. And the Red Sox back in it. Hits are even at 6. So the errors at 2. And that went off the mid all the way to the backstop. 96-mile-an-hour fastball. Tampa Bay knocked off the Angels 2-1. That's a final. One of just a handful of games in the big leagues today and tonight. And popped up. And a play, Reyes coming over. Pablo there to put it away. So Jimenez's history, 2 for 4 today, and 1 out in the 7th. That'll send up the left fielder David Fry, who doubled and scored back in the 4th inning. Now, if the Red Sox can bounce all the way back and take the game, they would wrap up the homestand, still a losing homestand, but they'd be 4-6 with a 2-game winning streak heading to Pittsburgh. That will take some of the sting off it. But a ways to go yet. Right through there.
Slayton's looking great. I mean, keeping that ball down there with the cutter and the fastball at the bottom of the zone. He's got that sweeper too that he uses most, 40%.
Kenley getting loose there, just throwing some pitches. Now Slayton throws a lot of strikes. Jose Ramirez on deck. They'll toss out one baseball and grab a new one. One down. Poke the other way, and Casas will scoop it and get him. 2 up, 2 down, the 7th.
Catch a condensed 2-hour version of this Red Sox game tonight at midnight on Sox in 2. Brought to you by Bigelow Tea, the official hot tea of the Red Sox.
And now Ramirez. Jose without a hit today. Does have an RBI on a fielder's choice. Goes after the first one. Against Justin Slayton, who is 6'4", 235. First season with the Red Sox organization, acquired from the Mets back in December. He has made his major league debut with the Sox. That's a swing and a miss. Jose got fooled there on a curveball. And 0-2. Herron continues to warm in their bullpen. 2 down. They went back-to-back on the hook. So light rain falling here at Fenway on the last day of the homestand. Red Sox will not play a longer homestand this season. And a pop up to center. Rafaela says he's got it. And another nice inning out of Justin Slayton. He gets a 1-2-3. Well, everyone trying to do what they can to stay dry as Wilyer Abreu gets in to begin the bottom of the 7th. Red Sox within 1. Herron, the lefty, now in the game for the Guardians and dealing a strike. 5 runs, 6 hits for Cleveland, 4 runs, 6 hits for the Red Sox. Both sides have committed a couple of errors. Abreu doubled his last time up. He's gone 1 for 3. And great to see Rob Refsnyder back. He was activated today. Tyler O'Neill went on the 7-day IL as a result of that collision with Rafi Devers on Monday. So Rob would hit for Valdez. Rob coming back from a fractured left pinky toe. And his rehab assignment, hit a home run the other day.
Off the lefty of. Because he's a lefty killer.
No surprise this is where he's getting in pocket wise.
He's coming in. If there's a lefty, he's coming in.
And a 2-2. Try to wait on that curveball, inflicted foul.
Yeah, that's what you're going to see a lot from Herron too. A lot of breaking balls. Throws the curveball and the slider for 65% of the pitches, followed by the 4-seam fastball, and then there's a little sinker. He could bring it up to 95.
2-2 and got him. He struck him out. This game, as of this moment, is 2 hours and 6 minutes old. You were already back in a hotel by this time yesterday, by the time of game.
Yeah, I didn't go to the hotel.
Oh, you did not?
I was out running down the streets.
Oh, I figured, yeah. That's because that's how you run. Mad Dog Euclid, we called him.
I called home.
You did call home, yeah. There you go. There's Rev Snyder. His first at bat of the season. Injured in spring training. He said he's going to have to manage the pain in that foot a little longer.
He's got that Evo Shield brace right there. That's like one of the hardest things to get used to, too, when you come back. You have something that you probably haven't had on your foot.
0-2.
A lot of times guys have just the shin guard, the one you got to strap underneath your cleat. And after time, you're going to feel it.
Connor Wong on deck. Red Sox down 1 in the 7th. And he tried to hold up and went on that curveball that finally got him, struck him out, 2 gone.
Yeah, steady doses of curveballs here. Just overcommitted just enough, right? Too much right there.
So 2 up, 2 down. Connor on the day quiet by his standards, certainly. Came in hitting .382. Has hit the 3 home runs. He's homered in consecutive games. That one went sailing to the backstop.
Try at the corner.
And missed. And broke something.
I think it's hard for Rev Snyder, too. I mean, what, 4 games? I mean, he hasn't had a spring training. I mean, he had a little bit of it, but then you take that break off.
Oh, it's like starting all over again. Red Sox climbed back in it with 3 runs in the bottom of the 6th inning. Highlighted by a Jarren Duran 2-run triple. And then he was balked home. Swinging a mile-high pop-up. Rocchio and Arias going out. Third baseman leaning. They both lean for it.
They drop it?
And did not make the play. Leaning over to the stands, and neither one of them got it.
Yeah, 2 shortstops right there. You know, the mentality of the shortstops is it's mine. Oh. I thought at first maybe a fan hit it with the hand, but no.
Well, there would have been no fan interference because they both leaned in. You go in at your own peril.
Yeah, 2 shortstops right here going for it. One playing third base today.
And a little chat about who should have taken it. So they kind of messed that one up.
So Rocchio's wearing that quarterback, like heat pack, right?
Mm-hmm.
Do you know who invented that?
Who did?
Mark Davis.
Mark Davis did.
The owner of the Raiders.
No kidding.
He was proud to tell me that when I met him, that he was the inventor of that thing.
And did the patent in the whole 9 yards?
Yeah. I mean, who would have thought it'd be in baseball, but it's here.
Well, it didn't help him there. 2-2. 2 down. One gets a break, and he'll pop that one up on the move. Naylor into right to make the catch. Side retired, and a quick inning. Red Sox going order. That will move Duran over to center. And Cedon Rafaela will leave center and now play second base. As the Red Sox trail at 5-4 on a wet day at the ballpark right before they take off for Pittsburgh. This week on Dining Playbook, Billy enjoys spring in the Seaport at Tuscan Kitchen. Catch Dining Playbook Saturday morning at 9 only on NESN, driven by your New England Chevy dealers. Billy never invites me anywhere.
I was just going to say, I mean, Billy and Jenny, I mean, they get to eat every great spot around.
Well, Jenny will. I mean, she's a sweetheart. But Billy, for whatever reason, it's like we're in persona non grata anymore.
Really?
Yeah.
What happened?
I don't know.
You have a falling out?
I don't really want to talk about it, but he's still a great guy, but he's eating far better than I am. Let's put it that way.
You did pick up the tab one time, didn't you?
You know me. I like to split the check.
Put it on NESN.
The NESN bill. TC will take care of it. Well,
he's got chefs out there bringing them food.
Oh, he's talking about a guy who eats
Big
well
time.
and never gains weight.
It's big time.
No, he doesn't.
Owns a soccer team. He owns the whole soccer team. Him alone.
Yeah, well,
He's spread rumors.
he's the boss. Yeah. 5-4 game as we bring you the 8th inning. Josh Naylor has an RBI. He's 1 for 3.
We got hot dogs in the stands.
Hot shot and scooped up by Casas. Fine play there behind the bag to get the out.
That was great. He threw his glove up and then he was like, look, I got it.
There it is.
Watch this. These are sometimes it's what you do. You just got to pick the spot. It's a bullet. Yeah, there it is. Good play right there to start the inning.
Now one away will bring up Tyler Freeman. Doubled and scored in the 6th. He's only hitting 196, couple of home runs. And fouled off. The Red Sox until today had outscored opponents 18-3 in getaway games. 5-1 at Seattle. 1-0 at Oakland. 12-2 in Anaheim. It pops out of the mitt. 2-1.
This has been a nasty game. We thought maybe this was going to rain a little bit later. This has been one of those steady rains. These are the ones that I feel are the worst.
Rattled to third. Reyes hoovers that up. And 2 away. I'll bring up the catcher, Bo Naylor. Red Sox today doing it without Rafi Devers, who's getting imaging done on that sore left knee. Masataka Yoshida, who's in a slump. 2:15 to begin the season. He's out for the 2nd straight day, not an injury situation. And as we mentioned off the top, Tyler O'Neill was put on the 7-day IL as a result of Monday's collision with Rafi. He had initially cleared concussion protocol. Still the 8 stitches over the eye. He took some vicious shot. Swinging a line shot into right field, a base hit. So Naylor's on. And he's 1 for 4.
Yeah, back in the 4th inning, he hit a bullet to center field. This one here just turned on it. It's kind of similar to his brother's single RBI back in the 4th as well.
So Laureano needs a little extra work on the bat, given the wet conditions.
Yeah, trying to get a little rosin on that. Rosin mixed with that rain, that moisture, gets a little sticky. Problem is what happens a lot of times. The rosin, I always said, is everyone just throws it on the wet dirt, and then it just gets clumped up. You almost need to have something where you can put it underneath, and once that dirt gets on there, good luck.
Keep your rosin dry.
That's right.
I think that is a good rule of thumb for life.
We got to invent something now.
Yeah, you're into the
rosin holder.
You're into the patent stuff now. And why not? I mean, towel may not do it. He cuts right through it on the cutter. 0-2. Red Sox went with an opener today in Bernardino. He went 2 good innings. Right after Tanner Houck spun an absolute gem last night in a complete game shutout victory. Unheard of today. Not to mention it took an hour and 49 minutes.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, Slayton right there. He got lucky on that sweeper. He left that thing up on the 0-2. Not liking these baseballs either, but that's one of those that you're going on. It was just a little bit late on it. If he gets out there, that ball is hit.
Rain coming down with a little quicker pace now. 2 down. And he just buried that one. 96 to fan him, to catch him looking. One man left. Shipping and packaging supplies delivered fast with no expensive freight charges. Getting late here, bottom of the 8th inning. Red Sox trailed by a run. And the Guardians are going to bring up a new pitcher. Hunter Gaddis coming out of their bullpen. The former 5th round pick back in 2019.
They got a bunch of big guys, right? Gaddis 6'6". Brings on average 97 miles per hour, 45% of the time with the 4-seam, 39% with the slider, and then the change.
Fastball's been pretty good early, as those numbers would indicate. They're 0 for 8 hitters on that fastball.
Yeah, last 5 games, 5 innings pitched, 0 hits, 0 runs, 2 walks, a hit batsman, and 7 Ks.
Well, David Hamilton will lead it off and grounds that one right to Jimenez. And a routine play on one pitch. He's done. And Hamilton now 0 for 3. This Red Sox broadcast on NESN brought to you in part by PNC Bank. Brilliantly boring since 1865. And here's Pablo, hitless today. And at the moment batting 184 without a home run. 5-4 Cleveland in the 8th. Reese McGuire on deck. Red Sox catching has really been a bright spot. Oh, he took a hack.
Gaddis' ball has that carry on it too. Not only does he throw it 95 to 97, he plays up a little bit at that top of the zone above the barrel.
Chris Martin, Kenley Jansen side by side in the Sox pen. And the 0-2 from Gaddis. He's a grunter.
We got a grunter.
And that's going to be in there. Frozen. Slider. Pablo didn't think so.
Yeah, I don't think so either. I think that ball's a little bit off the plate. Tough one there. It's a good pitch. Pitcher's pitch, but that is off.
Marquez rings him up, so 2 down. Reese McGuire 1 for 2 with a single today. And that plate's getting big. Gaddis, the big guys you mentioned, 6'6", 250. Like tight end big.
Yeah, balk him up a little bit, try to get him out there at the edges of tackle. That's a good pitch right there too. He didn't call a strike.
That was called a ball. So Alfonso back there scuffing a little bit.
Yeah, the ones at the bottom though he hasn't really called. You've noticed a lot of them he's kind of kept down there. Both pitchers.
It's true.
Multiple pitchers on each team have wanted that pitch.
Big right-hander home with a 1-2. He hangs in there. This has always liked swinging the bat at Fenway. In his career at Fenway Park, he's a .314 hitter. He's added another knock today. They'll put it in play, but gently. The shortstop will get there, and he dives at first, but far too late. And the Red Sox go 1-2-3 in the 8th. At today's game, as well as last night's, Ace Ticket provided over 5,000 free tickets to Boston students who are in 7th to 12th grade to give back to the city we love.
Very cool.
And one very cool outing. Fastest 9-inning complete game in baseball in a long time. The shortest in almost 14 years, 9-inning game. Have to go back to Armando Galarraga's near perfect game in Detroit in June of 2010 to find one at a quicker pace, and that was before the pitch clock. It was the famous game where Jim Joyce, the umpire, blew the call in the 9th inning on a play at first base, so that ended the perfect game bid. He got the call wrong, and he was despondent that night and the next day. And Galarraga was actually one to comfort him at home plate when he came out to deliver the lineup card. As Galarraga in the umpire rotation had gone from first to home, the next day he had home plate. And he was waiting there, and Galarraga handed him lineup card and consoled him, and Jim had tears in his eyes. It's really one of the great moments in baseball in recent memory.
Indeed.
A lot of class there by both guys. So it's on to the 9th inning. Arias will lead things off, and Chris Martin in the game. Tossed a perfect 8th inning Tuesday.
How about Justin Slate?
Boy, he's been good.
He has been really good for this team. Eating up multiple innings in 4 of his last appearances. 2 plus, 2 2/3 against the Angels. Almost at Anaheim. That's never gonna. That's like with this team here. It's the Guardians now. Screw it up and say formerly known as.
Well, you know, by the time we get to Cleveland, it'll be tougher.
I'm out.
That's
I don't have to go to Cleveland.
You're not going to be there for that one. Looking at you like, well, Will Middlebrooks is going to have to be keeping an eye out for that one. It's not easy after most of my career, I can tell you that, 30 some odd years of calling them the Indians.
And Joe Castiglione has it even worse because he used to work there.
Yeah.
Ooh, quick pitch.
Fouled back, fastball 93.
I love when Chris Martin does that too. He'll quick pitch like that every once in a while. Use that fastball too.
Puts him away and a cut and a miss. He strikes out Arias, 1 away in the 9th.
Yeah, I love how he goes about it too in a lot of ways, where he utilizes the 3 different fastballs, the sinker, the 4-seam, and the cutter, predominantly the cutter, and then he'll drop that split in. Got good action downward there to get the K.
Ryan Rocchio drew a walk and scored a run in the 5th inning. He's 0 for 2. And another really good defensive shortstop that we've seen, and we've seen a couple of them this early in the season, including Neto for the Angels. And not guys who are tearing the cover off the ball, but they're doing what they're supposed to do at short. They make all the routine plays, play good defense, and pull that infield together in both cases.
Yeah, as a manager, I'm putting this guy out there. I don't care what he does hitting. I mean, he is smooth out there. Went across right in front of Jimenez to get that ball. I mean, it's a really good shortstop he plays.
It's just punctuated the Red Sox defensive issues. When you watch the Red Sox scuffle, and they've done it again today with a couple more errors. They've allowed 25 unearned runs, number 1 in baseball. They made 20 errors. In a game like this, you know, it's a 1-run game.
Yeah. And he's a switch hitter too, right? So the matchups are good as well.
And a base hit. He'll pull that single into right field. So Rocchio is on out of the 9 spot. And another really good defender coming up next in Jimenez.
Yeah, he can run a little bit too. So this one just hung up a little too much. Caught middle.
Jimenez has had a good day with the bat. A pair of hits. 1 drove in a run. He's 2 for 4. Guardians with 8 hits. Red Sox with 6.
I think one of the hard part too is for Rafaela too, when he's going center to short. I think it's harder for the second, right? Going to second base and the way you have to turn a double play. It's a lot more difficult, the style of the double play as second baseman.
Right at him to second one. Hamilton back to first for the double play. Well, that was very smooth.
Easy.
Taylor made there. Red Sox coming up here in the bottom of the ninth inning, down a run.
Yeah, this came back in the sixth inning. Jaron Duran with 2 on and 2 out. Drives it into the corner. And you know, anytime it goes into that triangle out there at the 420 mark, that's a triple and possibly a homer. Got him back in the game.
And that's where we sit. 5-4 to the bottom of the ninth we go. Red Sox about to face the closer, Emmanuel Clase, who has blown a save in this series in the 10th inning. A couple of nights ago, also garnered his first win of the year. 4 for 6 in save opportunities. 1.13 ERA. Coming into this kind of rainy day. Kenley is up again, just in case, in the Sox pen.
Yeah, one thing about Clase too, he has more success against lefties than righties. Righties have given him a lot of trouble, but after Rafaela, you got 3 lefties in a row.
Sit out with a base hit and a run scored last time up after striking out his first 2 times. Trying to get on with his fine speed right away here in the ninth. Oh! 98, but he missed there. He can flat bring it. Jaron Duran on deck, and then Tristan Casas, and the 1-1. And a fly ball right field. Horiano changing course there.
Ooh.
Had to alter his route, but he hauled it in for the out.
Yeah, that's what you want to see from Rafaela too. That's a good swing, you know, getting out on that. You got the hit before, but keep building upon that right there. Looked like Laureano was going to fall.
It was a little more challenging than it looked coming off the bat. So 1 away, and here's Duran. Jaron tried to hold up, couldn't do it. That's a swing and a miss. He tripled in those 2 runs last time up, and that was balked home. Red Sox have scored a run on a balk by the Guardians on consecutive games.
That's a crazy stat to look up. When was the last time that happened?
Missed there. 1-1. Casas on deck. If the Guardians win, they take the series 3-1. Sharply hit. Here's Jimenez. Nice play. Sliding down for it. There's your Gold Glover at work. And 2 down.
Yeah, and that's what you want to do right there in those situations. You're just trying to smother that ball. That's what Petey always did. I mean, the ball could be hit that's a foot to left him. He'd just try to smother it, get up, and make that quick throw.
Yeah, it's exactly what I was going to say. You saw it up close for years, but exactly that kind of play.
It would be balls hit like where he could get in front of it, but he would just slide, and that's just the style that he had, and it worked.
So the Sox may be down to their last man. Here's Casas with the bases empty, 2 down in the bottom of the 9th inning. He has gone 1 for 4 with a single back in the first. Red Sox had a chance against Carrasco real early in that opening inning. He only got 1, right, and left him loaded. And a strike. 98. Two down, bottom of the 9th.
We've seen this from Casas too a little bit more. Last year was more, I thought, with 2 strikes. He's doing a little bit more with the 1-1 count, calling a timeout.
Through for a strike, 97.
That's pain right there.
Can he save the day for the Red Sox here this afternoon? 5-4. Cleveland in front. 2 strikes, 2 out. And now 2-2. Abreu would hit next to give it a chance.
You can see when he goes more to that glove side, it gets a lot more cut to it. Let's see if he goes back outside here.
Clase went quick and he blew him away. 97 miles an hour in ball game. 5-4 the final. The Guardians win it. They take the series 3-1. The Red Sox wind up going 3-7 on the homestand. So an about face after that West Coast swing. And now we're back to 500 heading on the road.
Yeah, that's a tough one right there. They got themselves back into it. Just fell short there in the end. But again, 10 strikeouts on the day. Got to cut those down.
Strikeouts and errors. The Red Sox made 2 more. They've made 20 on the year. That is #1 in baseball. TC Papp and Jim coming your way after the break.